With so many free games on the Nintendo Switch, it can be hard to know which ones are actually worth your time. Some look great, but play terribly, while others quietly deliver hours of fun. That's why I've put together this list, the absolute best free games you can download and enjoy right now. No gimmicks, no fluff, just pure quality gameplay without spending a cent. When I first downloaded Warface on my Nintendo Switch, I didn't expect much, but I was surprised. It's a fast-paced first-person shooter that lets you dive into intense PvP battles or team up for co-op missions. The gunplay feels responsive, and each class rifleman, sniper, engineer, and medic adds a unique layer of strategy. What stands out the most is how smooth it runs on the Switch, considering it's a full-fledged online shooter. The visuals aren't top-tier compared to the PC version, but it's more than good enough for portable play. Matches are quick, the shooting feels satisfying, and it's completely free to hop into. The developers keep it alive with seasonal events and rotating missions, which means you'll always have something new to return to. It's not perfect aiming, can feel a little stiff with Joy-Cons, but for a free FPS experience on the go, Warface gets the job done. Now, if you're looking for something relaxing instead of competitive, Sky Children of the Light is a beautiful change of pace. I remember booting it up for the first time and just stopping to look. This game is stunning. You soar through dreamy skies, explore mysterious realms, and connect with other players through gestures and music. No words, no violence, just pure atmosphere. On the Switch, it looks gorgeous, even in handheld mode. The lighting, the sound design, the emotional tone, everything feels handcrafted to calm you down after a long day. It's the kind of game that reminds you that free-to-play doesn't have to mean cheap. Seasonal updates add new realms and events keeping the world alive and constantly changing. Sky isn't just a game, it's a little piece of art you can carry in your pocket. If you want something fun, fast, and just plain ridiculous, Super Animal Royale delivers. Imagine a battle royale, but instead of soldiers, you're a cute cartoon animal with a gun. That's right, it's a 64-player fight to the death, with foxes, pandas, and cats rolling across a colorful 2D map. The matches are quick, perfect for short sessions, and the top-down view makes it easy to follow the action. The art style is adorable, but don't be fooled. The gameplay can get seriously competitive. What I like most is how smooth it runs on Switch. The controls are tight, matchmaking is fast, and there's zero pressure to spend money. Updates constantly bring new outfits, emotes, and limited-time events, so it always feels fresh. If you want chaos that makes you smile, Super Animal Royale is your pick.
Weepon! Watch a whoosh! Bob whoosh! Hello to whoosh! Weepon! Triahui!
When I first tried Dauntless, it immediately reminded me of Monster Hunter, but free and way more accessible. It's an online co-op action game where you and 3 other players hunt massive creatures called behemoths. Every fight feels like a boss battle, and trust me, it can get intense. The combat is fluid, fast, and full of flashy weapon effects. I love how each weapon type completely changes how you play, from heavy hammers that crush to agile swords that slice through air. And after every hunt, you craft stronger armor and weapons, which creates that addictive one more fight loop. Performance on the Switch is surprisingly good, though large fights can occasionally cause small frame dips. The best part, it's fully cross-platform. You can play with friends on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation without losing progress. Dauntless proves that big cooperative monster slaying can absolutely work on the Nintendo Switch and for free. Alright, this one is pure chaos in the best way possible. Fall Guys turns the idea of a battle royale into a colorful obstacle course filled with bouncing jelly beans. You compete with dozens of players across mini games, trying not to fall off spinning platforms or get smacked by giant hammers. It's silly, it's stressful, and it's hilarious. I've lost count of how many times I've yelled at my screen while my bean character got knocked off the final platform. On the Switch, it runs smoothly enough for all that chaos, though in the biggest rounds, the frame rate can dip a bit. What keeps it fresh are the constant updates, new levels, seasonal themes, and special collaborations with franchises like Sonic and Mario. Fall Guys is one of those games where even losing feels fun, and that's what makes it special. Now let's slow things down a little with something cozy Pokémon Quest. It's one of the most charming little free games I've played on Switch. Everything looks like it's made out of cubes, even Pikachu. You send your Pokemon team on adventures to explore islands, gather materials, and fight enemies. The gameplay is mostly automated. You set your team, watch them battle, and collect loot. It's simple, maybe even too simple for hardcore players, but that's exactly why it works so well on the Switch. It's perfect for short play sessions or while commuting. I love how relaxing it feels, and the voxel art gives it a cute toy-like vibe. There are optional microtransactions, but they're not necessary at all. You can enjoy hours of content without spending a cent. It's not epic or intense, but Pokémon Quest is pure feel-good comfort gaming. When I first played Pokémon UNITE, I didn't expect to get hooked, but it's surprisingly addictive. It's basically a MOBA like League of Legends or Dota, but simplified and reimagined for the Pokémon universe. You pick your favorite Pokémon each with unique moves and roles, attacker, defender, speedster, and so on, and fight in 5v5 matches, where the goal isn't to destroy towers, but to score points. The balance between strategy and action is spot on. I love how matches only last about 10 minutes, which makes it easy to jump in for just one more game. The visuals are clean, the animations are smooth, and the sound effects, those little Pokemon cries, give it a nostalgic punch. On Switch, it runs beautifully in both docked and handheld mode. Sure, there's some light pay-to-progress mechanics, but they're not overwhelming. With constant updates, new Pokemon, and fresh costumes, Pokémon UNITE keeps evolving, and it's one of the best free multiplayer experiences you can have on Nintendo Switch. Super Kirby Clash might just be one of the most underrated free games on the Switch. It's an action co-op boss battler where you and up to 3 friends take control of different versions of Kirby each with unique abilities like Sword Hero Beam Mage or Hammer Lord. Every fight feels like a mini adventure. You take on giant bosses, dodge attacks, and work together to time your hits for maximum damage. What I love most is how approachable it is. Simple controls, bright visuals, and that classic Kirby charm make it perfect for all ages. On Switch, the performance is flawless. Even in 4-player co-op, it runs smoothly and feels responsive. The game does have a stamina system and optional purchases, but you can progress steadily without spending a dime. It's colorful, cheerful, and surprisingly deep if you start upgrading your Kirbys. Super Kirby Clash is proof that free-to-play doesn't have to mean low effort. When Ninjala first dropped on the Switch, I thought it was just another kid's game. Then I played it and I was wrong. This game has some serious energy. You play as bubblegum-powered ninjas who battle it out using melee weapons in fast-paced arenas. Yes, bubblegum, you literally blow gum to create weapons or dash around the map. The gameplay is a mix of close combat parkour and sneaky tactics. Matches are short, chaotic, and full of surprises. The visuals scream Saturday morning anime with bright colors and over-the-top effects. And when you land that perfect combo or sneak attack, it feels amazing. I'll be honest, matchmaking can take a little time, but once you're in, it's worth it. The devs keep the game alive with constant updates, new maps, new weapons, and crazy collaborations. Ninjala is fun, flashy, and pure Switch energy. If you've ever wanted to play something like Overwatch on the Switch, Paladins is your best bet. It's a free-to-play hero shooter that blends strategy, teamwork, and fast-paced action. You pick from dozens of champions each with distinct weapons abilities and ultimate moves. There's a character for every style, from sharpshooters to healers to tanks. What I love most is the flexibility. You can build custom loadouts using a card system that changes how your character plays. Want your healer to be tankier? Done. Want your assassin to sprint faster? You can do that too. Performance-wise, it runs surprisingly well on the Switch. Stable frame rate, smooth controls, and solid online matchmaking. Sure, the visuals are a little toned down compared to other platforms, but the gameplay more than makes up for it. With frequent updates, new champions, and seasonal events, Paladins keeps things exciting. It's one of the most complete free shooters you can take anywhere. If you love Super Smash Bros. But don't want to pay for it, Brawlhalla is the answer. It's a free 2D platform fighter where you battle opponents on floating arenas trying to knock them off the stage. It's simple to learn, but don't be fooled. Mastering it takes real skill. The roster is huge with over 50 characters, each offering different weapons and playstyles. You can go wild with combos, dodges, and aerial attacks, and every fight feels different. I've spent countless hours just trying to get better at timing those perfect mid-air hits. The game runs beautifully on the Switch, controls are tight, and local multiplayer is flawless. But what really makes it fun are the crossover Street Fighter, Avatar, The Last Airbender, even Assassin's Creed. They keep the game feeling fresh and unpredictable. Brawlhalla is chaotic, competitive, and endlessly replayable, all without costing a cent. Now, Overwatch 2 needs no introduction. It's one of the biggest hero shooters out there, and yes, it's completely free to play on the Switch. The matches are fast, tactical, and team-oriented with heroes that feel totally different from one another. Whether you like being on the front line as Reinhardt or sniping from afar as Widowmaker, there's always a role for you. The Switch version impressed me more than I expected. Sure, it's not as crisp as on PC or PS5, but it's still smooth enough to stay competitive. The motion controls even make aiming surprisingly precise once you get used to it. The devs at Blizzard constantly push out new content, new heroes, seasonal events, and balance changes so the game never feels stale. And with the addition of the no limits arcade modes, you can experiment without pressure. Overwatch 2 on Switch proves that even a massive online shooter can fit right in your hands and still feel amazing. Few games nail easy to learn, hard to master like Rocket League. The concept is absurd soccer with rocket-powered cars, yet it works beautifully. Every match is a mix of chaos, precision, and pure skill. You boost, flip, and fly across the field, trying to hit that perfect aerial shot, and when you do, it feels incredible. On the Nintendo Switch, Rocket League performs surprisingly well. Sure, it's not as sharp visually as on PC, but the gameplay is buttery smooth, and that's what matters. The controls are tight, and the short match times make it perfect for quick play sessions. What keeps me coming back are the constant updates, new arenas, cars, and crossover events with franchises like Fast and Furious and Batman. There's also full crossplay, meaning you can challenge friends on any platform. It's fast, competitive, and endlessly replayable. Rocket League is one of the best examples of how fun a free-to-play game can be when done right. Warframe isn't just a free game, it's a full-blown sci-fi epic that could easily pass as a premium title. You play as a Tenno, an ancient space warrior equipped with advanced exo armor called a Warframe. The combat blends gunplay, sword fighting, and acrobatic parkour into something that feels incredibly fluid. What blows my mind is how massive the game is. Dozens of planets, cinematic story quests, deep customization systems, and hundreds of hours of content, all free. On the Switch, it runs impressively well for such a large game. There's the occasional frame drop in busy areas, but it's still one of the most ambitious experiences available on the console. The developers have kept Warframe alive for years, with constant expansions, and every update brings new worlds, missions, and storylines. No paywalls, no gimmicks, just pure evolving content. If you love sci-fi cooperative missions and fast-paced action, Warframe will swallow your free time in the best way possible. And finally, taking the #1 spot, Fortnite. Whether you love it or love to hate it, there's no denying its impact. This is more than just a battle royale. It's a cultural phenomenon that's constantly reinventing itself. You drop into an island with 99 other players, scavenge for weapons, and fight to be the last one standing. What makes Fortnite special is its creative flexibility, building structures on the fly, adapting to new weapons, and surviving through wild crossovers with Marvel, Star Wars, and even real-world concerts inside the game. On the Switch, it runs at a stable 30 FPS and feels perfectly playable, especially in handheld mode. The controls are smooth, and the portability makes it easy to jump into matches anywhere. Epic Games keeps the experience fresh with new chapters events and gameplay modes like Zero Build, which removes building entirely for a pure shooting experience. Fortnite isn't just a free game, it's a living, evolving world. And for a title that costs absolutely nothing, it offers more creativity, chaos, and community than almost any other game out there. And that's it, my list of the best free games you can play right now on the Nintendo Switch. Whether you're into fast-paced shooters, chill adventures, or chaotic party games, there's something here for everyone. The best part, you don't have to spend a single dollar to have fun. So grab your Switch jump in and start exploring these worlds because free never felt this good.